Hi, good morning. Welcome back to my channel. In today's episode, I'm going to be talking to you a little bit about this little beauty, which is one of my favorite kitchen dish. I call it the butter bell, but it's also known as the French butter crock. Come with me and I'll show you how I'm going to be refilling it with butter. I think it's a brilliant invention. Unfortunately, because obviously people are using, we are using the fridge more and more, not many people may be aware that this little gadget actually exists. I only discovered it about a year and a half ago, and I've been using it and loving it ever since. Okay, so as I mentioned it before, I purchased it about a year and a half ago because we used to use the spreadable, but I think it's got loads of additives, and to be honest, I think the butter that I've got, I just checked the ingredients, it's got butter, milk and salt. I don't actually think there is anything else in it. Let me just have a look. Alright, so this is the butter I'm going to be using. This is actually from Lidl's, but I tend to get the salted butter. And this is from either from Lidl's or Aldi's. Okay, here we go, upside down. So we see is butter, milk and salt. So I think it's just so much better than getting the margarine that we need to keep in the fridge, or getting the spreadable butter that we have to keep in the fridge. So as I said, this little dish, it's about this big. So it's got a little lid like this. So what I'm going to do is I will put butter in here. So I've taken my butter out of the fridge, so it's kind of room temperature and moldable. We don't want to over melt the butter because it's going to be really hard to pack it in, and obviously we don't want it very hard either, because then it's really going to be hard to take it out of the, like, cut it in half. So the French butter dish, it's actually called, this particular one is a French butter dish with a lid. Also known as the butter keeper crock or French butter crock. I purchased this from Amazon, and I think I checked the price yesterday. I think it's something like £20, and I actually did a little bit of research about this little thing, because obviously I know that it's handy to have it, when we want to have butter that's spreadable. But apparently the butter crock, the French butter crock, was actually, it goes back to the 16th century when the foodies in France created this little clever bell-shaped storage crock to actually prevent the butter from spoiling while keeping it creamy and delicious. Unfortunately, because, well, not unfortunately really, because obviously we all need the fridge, but because obviously the introduction of the refrigerator, this little thing is not that known now. So I thought it would be quite interesting to put a video together and I show you how I use it. And as I said, I've been using it for over a year now, and I can't imagine like being without it really. So let me get the things together and I'll get back to you. Alright, so I got everything together. So I don't know if you can see it, I actually put some cold water in there. There is a line at the bottom of the, I don't know if you can see it through there. There is a line, so that's how much water we need to, cold water we need to put in there. Just use tap water, we don't need anything fancy. So this butter is 250 grams. So as I said, I've taken it out of the fridge. And I know that it's roughly about half of this would go into the butter bell. Okay, obviously my hands are all clean. And can you see, I mean, sometimes, you see that it does bend the spoon a little bit. I mean, you can leave it out a little bit longer. It's all about condensing it into this bell. When I was doing research about getting one of these, some of the negative comments were, oh, my butter is falling into the water. But I think it only happens if it's not condensed enough, what I find, because I never had any issues. Because how it actually works is fill it up to the top, and even when we start using it, what I do, I actually keep filling this up with cold water. I mean, I think according to the instructions we need to change the water once a week anyway, but I do change it more than once, because obviously when the butter goes a bit further down, I kind of increase the water amount. Obviously be careful, because it is very easily overfilled, because obviously if you've got a lot of water in here, put the bell on, then the water is going to overflow. As I said, I've never had any issues with this. So you see, just we keep backing it in. I guess you can use knife, but I think this is the best. So it actually goes in more than half. And when we start getting less and less, like you know, we are using up the butter, what I tend to do, I wait until there is not much in it, and what I do is refill it, but I actually scrape out the bit that was previously at the bottom, because obviously that's kind of the old butter. So I scrape it out, wash the bell, and fill it up with the clean butter, but put obviously the existing butter that was on the top, put it on the top. So that's gonna be the first thing that's gonna be used. Okay, so yeah, so as I said, I thought it's a very clever idea. Please let me know in the comment if you heard of it, or if you think just amazing, and you know, where have I been? I haven't heard anything. I haven't heard about this. So you just keep going around and around and around. Okay, so you can see it's totally condensed. You can give it a bit of a wipe, but this is not actually that messy. My hand is a bit covered. There you go. So how it works, make sure that, as I said, it's totally condensed, because if you end up with gaps, there is a chance that a bit of butter may slide out. But this is it really. So pop it in there, and then I don't know if you can see, just for demonstration purposes, I don't know if you can see, I'll put a little bit more in there. Okay, you can almost hear a little bit of suction when it kind of hits the water, and I don't know if it comes back in the camera. That there should be. So yeah, so you put it in, and so the water creates a seal. That's what keeps the butter nice and fresh. Yeah, so I do hope that you enjoy this video. Please don't forget to subscribe and like, and let me know what you think of the butter belt. Is this something you would consider, or you think it's old-fashioned, or do you just prefer the convenience of spreadable from the fridge? But I do love it, and I wouldn't go back to spreadable. Thank you very much for coming to tune in today, and I shall see you in the next video. Have a lovely day. See you next time. Goodbye.